the morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Thursday, August the 13th. We've got a great sports betting day ahead of us here. It's the first day of the NFL preseason tonight. Can't wait to watch some professional football. Hey, we'll take it and get ready for the NFL season. Might as well have a few preseason games. We got 6 of them on tap here tonight, all running somewhat concurrently, overlapping there. We've got also tonight Major League Baseball. Should say tonight. We've got today Major League Baseball day card, but also a special treat tonight with the game from Dyersville, Iowa. It's a Field of Dreams game. They're back on at the Field of Dreams after a 4-year hiatus. They've only played it twice, so we miss it. And we'll get a new look at that stadium there. And I don't know if they'll show the gift shops. If you've ever done the research on the 2 gift shops that had a sparring war, the neighboring gift shops, they almost wanted to torch the other gift shop. They were in competition. And then they said, well, we might as well just build a new stadium. These guys can't agree on a gift shop out at the Field of Dreams. So it'll be Phillies and Twins tonight at the Field of Dreams. And that one's on Netflix, by the way. So you're going to have to get your Netflix account going to watch that one. And also some games in the WNBA tonight as well. One game in the CFL. What else can we bet on? Well, there's golf underway here right now at the FedEx St. Jude. And I sent out a card today and looking forward to the FedEx Cup playoffs here. So why not? Over there now, they have been on the course here for a few minutes anyway. But I've got a few golfers here that I'm looking at for this week. We're on Scotty this week. Like I said, I never want Scotty at 3-1. I want Scotty at 5-1. So I'm on Scotty this week. That's when I take Scotty. So that's who I'm on. I mean, sometimes, we don't go with Scotty most of the time. But at 5-1, sometimes we go with Scotty. So that's what I'm doing this week. And also I've got Hideki Matsuyama at a 10-1 price here. I've got also Sung Jae-im here. Let me see if I have the picks here anyway. We can go over. It's big tournament. We're getting down to the FedEx Cup playoffs here. They whittle it down, and tournament underway here right now. And there we go. There are the plays there. Oh, can't really quite see them there. I take these off here right here. We've got Scotty in there. I've got Hideki Matsuyama in there in the top 10. You can get these plays over at winnable.com. Don't have to wait for me here. Subscribe over at winnable.com/Ramon and get my free plays. You would have had these golf plays in about a few hours before the tournament today. Also, Siwoo Kim in there for a top 20, Russell Henley for a top 20, or we got Rory for a top 10, and Sam Burns for a top 10. So we're not going too crazy here off the charts. We're just going to kind of stick with some really solid golfers here this week at the FedEx St. Jude Classic here, FedEx Cup playoffs underway. So hopefully you're in the mix in the golf here as well. There's some tennis as well going on. So boom, hello, there I am. And We'll get to previewing the action here in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at some of the action maybe from yesterday as well. Won't spend too long on this overnight card here anyway, but Major League Baseball, we've had a few winners here anyway on the morning steam yesterday. We had the Cardinals there yesterday on the run line against the Phillies. They took care of business in a 7-1 win as Leahy looked good. There in that one. Also had a morning steam winner with the Colorado Rockies yesterday. Remember, we took them again for the second straight day, and they won the game 6-4. I took them on the run line, but they won again for the second straight day. I had the Padres there on the morning steam. My Padres got it done in a walk-off, swept the Brewers. There's the Padres. They'd be the hottest team in the league if it weren't for the Tampa Bay Rays, who, by the way, they're pretty hot. Don't forget. Also had a premium pick winner over at winnable.com yesterday on the Pirates and the Marlins over. We practically could deal a winner on every game. Marlins won it 8-2. We did have the Marlins on the show, by the way. Did we have any losers yesterday? I had the Cubs on the run line here on the morning steam against the Nationals. They clobbered them 12-6. We rolled there with Peterson. We did it. Okay, we did it. And so we didn't all come home winners, but we did have the Twins yesterday over the Orioles as well with Zebby and company, or whoever was going to pitch in that game. We took the Twins there. They got it done. And also first five winner yesterday with Tampa. Yesterday as well. Man, I'm going to try to find some losers here because we had the Yankees as well yesterday with Will Warren on the show. I had Toronto Blue Jays here. Okay, we had a couple of losers in the American League, and then we did interleague play. I couldn't find a winner in those games, so we'll just blow those off. WNBA last night did have a morning steam winner here with the Toronto Tempo on the road there, getting the points. That was our morning steam winner yesterday. Here we also had, if I'm not mistaken, I think we had Chicago Golden State over in the first half. So, all right, going to get to it here straight away, because you know what? We're starting with football today. I mean, we've been talking baseball all summer long. We can talk a preseason football to lead off the show, all right? I mean, come on. We've been talking baseball, and we're still going to talk baseball, especially when we get to the weekdays here. But we got NFL football tonight. Let me say hello to the folks in the chat. We get rolling here. Ryan Muller's here, ready to go. Cash Kane is here. I came in early because of yesterday. This is early for me, right? So good to see everyone. Bobby Mack here, and also Nuke. Hey, everyone. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the 17,000 subscriber juggernaut. Nuke's ready for some NFL as well. And let's see, Flea is here today as well, and talking about the Champions League match there yesterday. There, how about that? And let's see what else. Okay, let's get started here because we got a lot of games and we got different sports. So I want to start it off right away and get to the NFL preseason games. We've got 6 of them to look at, so let's get into it right away. And started off here with the Packers. They're taking on the Steelers, everybody. How about that? This is the main televised game, I think, the NFL Network featured game there with the Packers here on the road. And look, they're favored by 2.5 here against the Steelers. Okay, and I get it. You know, you have a Packers team, coming in here. Now, look, we'll cover the quarterbacks a little bit here, and that's how we'll kind of approach it. But we'll also talk maybe a little bit of personnel. I'm not going to get carried away here in the preseason. What we're focusing on here, what I like to focus on when it comes to the preseason is, how teams approach this preseason, what we've seen from teams and coaches in the past in the preseason. And for example, Pittsburgh here, of course, they're under new direction. Let's be honest here, as far as the coaching is concerned now here with McCarthy coming in. We can look at his history a little bit over the last 3 seasons that he was coaching with the Packers or the Cowboys there, 3-6 for McCarthy, and in his 5 seasons, 4-11 straight up for McCarthy when he was with Dallas. Now you could look at Pittsburgh a little bit, from perspective how they ran under Tomlin there as well. I don't know if it's quite as pronounced, but Pittsburgh 10-4 against the spread in their last 14 games as an underdog, and of course, Pittsburgh is in the range here of pretty solid trend that. These preseason trends, just to the nature of the preseason games, but one of the strongest trends overall over the past 10 years is that underdogs of 3 points or less. Underdogs 3 points or less, 190 and 128. I mean, that is very, very solid. You wouldn't have to even handicap a game. You could just take it blindly here, but still, you want to look at it a little bit here and make sure you're, not going off the charts or anything. Some of the teams are really punting in a few of the games here, but look, for Pittsburgh today, I like kind of their passing game a little bit here. We'll see, but you're going to have Mason Rudolph, you're going to have Will Howard, you're going to have Drew Aller in there a little bit for Green Bay. Ty God will be in there also. You're going to have Kyle McCord, and also by the end of this one, you're going to have Kyron Jones probably in there. So the guys that I'm looking at here really are on Pittsburgh for the most part. I'm looking beyond their starters a little bit. They have a pretty deep depth chart in the running game, and if they can control the ball here, like you might expect, you're going to see guys like Travis Homer in there, Caleb Johnson in there as well. Probably going to see some Lou Nichols here. So, I don't know how deep you'll get with the Packers here necessarily in their receiving core, but you're going to have guys like Savion Williams in here. Bo Melton will be in there for Green Bay in the passing game. Sky Moore also. These guys could get some run here today. Now, for this total, usually when you get to 37, that usually just going to go under there, so get you home 56.5% of the time. But I don't know, Pittsburgh has an underdog play here. Are the Packers really that intense? I mean, you'd think Pittsburgh under a new regime, you'd like to get a home win here a little bit with these guys. So you're welcome to join me here in the chat and make picks tonight here in the NFL with Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Let's see if the chat says anything here. We're getting going right now. And who we got? What we got here? And let's see, Packers first half money line, Steelers full game money line. Cash Cane says Packers win early, Steelers come late. Really trying to thread the needle in there. And Nuke says it's going to be a clown show once you get to the regular season here with Aaron Rodgers in there. Yeah, we won't be seeing him, and we'll see how it's going to be. That's another good point, though, there about Nuke. You have Rodgers and McCarthy going up against Green Bay. Makes it a little bit interesting. A sidebar, I think. Ryan likes the Packers, though, here on the road. Bobby Mack's liking the Steelers here at home as well. Maybe we can find some threes out there currently. I see them. There's 2.5s and 3s. So make sure you get that 3 if you're liking the Steelers here in this one like I do. I'm taking the Steelers tonight against the Packers to get things going here in the NFL. All right, great job, guys. Let's keep it moving here. We got NFL football on the mind, and we got the Battle of the Cats here with the Lions and Dumb Campbell taking on the Bengals here, and Zach Taylor. Neither of these guys like preseason ball too much, but maybe Zach Taylor is a little bit less interested in preseason, probably because of the last few years, really had to be careful with Joe Burrow in the preseason, even when he's trying to get his work in a little bit. I mean, it hasn't been, he doesn't really play at all. He just goes right to the regular season pretty much. I'm sure we'll see a series or two somewhere in there. I don't even know if it's today. For the Bengals here, real deep roster, though, in the quarterback position with the Joe Flacco in there. Also, Josh Johnson, the guy who's been with pretty much every team in the NFL, and Sean Clifford as well. Probably be wrapping it up here for the Bengals today. And you look at their wide receiver core here. I mean, they're really running deep. Guys you're going to see in here, Colby Young today, Keyshawn Williams in there as well, Jordan Moore. These are the Bengals that you're going to be seeing in there, Kendrick Pryor as well. I like all these guys, actually, in this one. But look, Zach Taylor, he's got a crummy record. I mean, he's really not interested in the preseason. If you try to look at down the list for Taylor here, 4-14. Taylor straight up, and then Cincinnati 8-12 against the spread in their last 20 games. 3-12 against the spread in their last 15 games at home. 3-10 against the spread in their last 13 when favored. Talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Dan Campbell, his preseason record is poor too. I can't give you a much for Dumb Campbell in here. He's not too excited when it comes to the preseason. Dumb Campbell here is 5 wins and 10 losses in his 5 years with Detroit. So just winning at 33% of the time here. So maybe, though, it is enough points in this one, but like I said, I probably just like the offenses here a little bit. For Detroit here now, you're going to have pretty much all game. I believe it's going to be Luke Altmaier really for the bulk of the game here today. And maybe they could. Altmaier is, to me, handling most of the chores the way I've been reading about it here. And then you're also probably going to see in there Josh Dobbs. But Dobbs, because of the role that he might end up playing on this team, he also might not see a whole heck of a lot of time. So, if you're going to trust Altmaier here, look, it's a preseason game, and you could do worse than taking 6 points here. I don't think the Bengals are totally motivated to crush them. Detroit preseason, though, 18-8 to the over last 26. The Lions have allowed 23.8 points per game in their last 26 games of the preseason. So, look, they don't look to shore up anything and get things ready, it feels like. Now, Cincinnati's got certainly a lack of defensive resistance as well in the preseason. This is one, it is a 37, and you're supposed to kind of just be almost a default to the under, maybe 37.5. But I'm actually going to take the over here in this one with Detroit and Cincinnati tonight, and I'm going to go over 37, I think, here. I'm probably leaning Detroit there. Hey, make sure you're checking me out over at Cover the Spread. I have a subscribe over at winnable.com, and I've got a few plays over there. I got 2 plays in the NFL over at Cover the Spread on YouTube, or subscribe at winnable.com/Ramon to get my Cover the Spread videos sent to you every day via your phone or device. All right, let's see the fans here. The chat has the plays here. Cash Kane's willing to take the 7 points here in this one. Bobby Mack's going over with me. And, look at this. And, one thing, what are the odds that we see tonight bring a delay somewhere? Okay, now I don't know about this one. I thought it was. I know it's in the temperatures about 80 degrees here in this one, but I didn't know that there was any weather actually in the Bengal game there. But way too many points in an opening game, even for Nuke here. And hello to Nick in the chat. And also, Bobby Mack says, sprinkle that Lions money line even here tonight. Now, one thing about the line now, good thing they're starting the regular season, because I believe Gibbs here is having some issues, probably with his all the money in his back pocket. But I think Pacheco was also, they were talking about him. He'll be ready for week 1, but he has an MCL sprain, and even Sione Vaki in there. So They're really going to be down. They're going to use Sailors, Blackshear, and Small. I just mentioned it because the Lions, they're going to look to run the ball. I mean, they should anyway run the ball against the Bengals in the preseason. And I'm still going to go over, though. All right, we're going to keep on moving on here. We got the Colts taking on the Patriots in this one. The Colts are favored on the road by 2.5 here, and the total 37. So you got Steichen and Vrabel here going in this one, and for the Colts, you're going to have mostly you're going to have Anthony Richardson in there for sure. I'd imagine for some time in there, Riley Leonard as well, and then probably Easton Stick probably going to clean it up. For the Patriots here, Tommy DeVito sighting here. This is where he's at now on the Pats. You're going to have Baron Morton probably wrap it up. Probably just those, I'm thinking just those two guys today, I believe, for New England. For the Colts here, and Steichen. And Vrabel, is a very solid preseason coach with the numbers anyway. Vrabel 70% ATS in the preseason. Indianapolis 0-3 under Steichen in Week 1 games so far in his coaching career. So, look, you have the Colts here favored on the road, but New England is in that range. Not only, I mean, they in the range there of the 3 points or better underdog, but they're at home getting it, and that is even stronger. So, man, I don't know what the motivation here of the Colts necessarily, and who knows what we'll see with Richardson. New England is on a 6-15 run to the under, also 4-13 to the under in their last 17 as an underdog. Now, also, usually when you have the same teams in the same conference play in the preseason, those also shade under. Now, the Colts are 15-5 to the over in their last 20 games. So, that maybe throws a little bit of a wild card in there. But I don't know. I think New England and maybe the under kind of correlates with what Vrabel does here a little bit. And I don't know if you believe in the situation here, but I would have to think that the passing game might be a little bit tough for the Colts here with Richardson, Riley Leonard against the bulk defense of the Patriots anyway. Let me see who you're going to see out here in the receiving core for the Colts. You're going to have probably Deion Burks in there a little bit. You're going to have Anthony Gold out there. I think Laquan Treadwell might not play in the game. Coleman Owen in there as well. I'm much more high on the New England passing game, I think, here with DeVito and Morton, actually. In fact, I would probably look to some of these guys. Look, you think about the Patriots and who is and isn't going to play. Mac Hollins probably going to see some time in there because they've been talking about kind of where will he stand in this offense now with Brown and Dobbs and Booty. So Mac Hollins is likely to get some run here, trying to make this make it. Keep his spot, keep some spot. Also, Demario Douglas as well, who had a big-time performance in scrimmage as well here this week. Kyle Williams as well. So I think I prefer this Patriots passing game a little bit. I'm going to go under. It's a lean. It's preseason, right? It's lean, but I'm going to go under in this one with the Colts and the Patriots here. Let me take the under 37 here. All right, let's see what you got over here. We've got Cash Kane taking the Colts. We've got Richardson first half and Leonard second half, says Ryan. That is the plan. Great to know, because I think, okay, so, oh man, no Easton Stick? Come on. You got to get Easton Stick in this game in game 1. Robert here on the Colts there. Hello to Trevor. Hello. Trevor, you got it. I'll fix that. I will fix that. Okay, my man. No doubt about it. Trevor, thank you always for your support. And Imperial Zito, no relation to Barry Zito, I don't think. Okay, let's keep it moving here. The NFL, we've got the Chargers here taking on the Texans. My Chargers on the road. And look, for the Chargers here, I think they're feeling pretty giddy with themselves. And it looks like party out there every day with Coach Harbaugh and of course Coach McDaniels. So let's see what they've got here today. It's going to be Trey Lance. It's going to be DJU in there for the Chargers today, and I'm kind of worried about the passing game a little bit. Maybe I'm okay with Keandre Lambert-Smith, but we'll see. You're going to have Brennan Thompson out there in the receiving core today. You're going to have Darius Davis as well. Got the run last year late in the season. Dale Von Campbell as well, and also Luke Grimm. So, not really great for the Chargers here, but we'll see. We will see Njoku and Kolar out there, I'm pretty sure, for a little bit of the time. Now, Chargers defense against Texans, though, this might be an okay situation, actually. Davis Mills, Graham Mertz out there, but it's going to be hard for the Texans. Running the ball is going to be a little bit difficult because they have no depth here. I believe we'll see Jawar Jordan, though. I think he's might be a little too banged up. We'll see if he gets in there. British Brooks is on the depth chart, but I think he has an injury right now. So you're going to be down here to like Noah Whittington and Joshua Pitzenberger. And so I think they have very little depth, and I think Houston's going to be having to force the pass a little bit. I think they're going to play right into the Chargers' hands a little bit. It's preseason. I'm not trying to get too technical here. I'm just looking at the numbers of who, those guys might get some carries. But beyond the great receiving core that they have of Collins, Higgins, and Knoll, who aren't going to be in there, you are going to have Xavier Hutchinson playing quite a bit, getting his run in there. Now, Tank Dell looked good in camp, but I don't know if he'll actually be in the game too much today. Lewis Bond in there as well. Also, Justin Watson, the receiver for Houston here. So, going to be a little tough there also than the Chargers. They have some, real good safeties this year, man. They've really improved here, some things. So we'll see what you think here. But I think in this one, for me, I'm going to look to the Chargers. I'm going to take them here. Give me the Chargers today to go down there and win this game against Houston. I might be homering it up a little bit. Let's see what the chat says here. Trevor's going under. Nuke took the Patriots back there. Hello to R. Thompson's here, everybody. Hey, it's football. R. Thompson was going to be here for football in the next game up here. Almost in a game or two, we're going to talk a little Niner football. And R. Thompson on the under. Cash Kane likes the Texans. First half on the money line. Cash Kane's liking the under. Nuke's on Texans here. I'm taking the Chargers today. All right. There's no doubt. I will say this, though, about, Harbaugh. He's pretty serious about he's been pretty serious about the preseason, actually, in the past. Also, this type of role, historically in the NFL preseason, now the Texans are favored by 1 point. And I mentioned, those underdogs of 3 points or fewer. Well, road underdogs of 2.5 points or fewer is the most solid money in all of preseason. Road underdogs of 2.5 points or less are 84-43 against the spread over the last 10 years, nearly 65% in that role. Now, you don't necessarily want to take it blind, but you could, and be probably able to live off preseason football here. Just in here just moments ago, Freddie Freeman. We already knew he was questionable after taking that fall, but looks like he's going to be real questionable here tonight with that shoulder. Feel bad for Freddie right now. Hope he'll be okay. But Dodgers list him as very questionable here, it looks like. Anyway, that is so solid. Now Houston is 7-3 under D'Amico Ryans and 6-4 against the spread. Houston 3-15 to the under in their last 18. Only 32.2 points per game on average in Houston games. The Chargers have gone over in 5 straight preseason games, and usually when you get under 37, that's when it's 37 you go under, 36.5 you go over. I mean, I know that's really fine lining it, but this is just the way it happens and the way scores happen. And, unlike a regular season where we might even have some, of course, we're getting to the 40s or whatever until it gets cold. But, in preseason, it's really so basic, right? I mean, you score 7-3, no one's going for two. The scores don't get all goofy. Well, sometimes they do. But anyways, the Chargers very situational value, I would think, here for sure in this one. Okay, let's see there. Anything else from that one? Okay, let's move on to the next one. And it'll be the Cardinals taking on my Raiders. Dare I say? I can't say that. I'm a Chargers fan here. But look, the Raiders are 2.5-point favorites because they are the team that is expected to be, out of all these teams, really playing the starters here in week one. And that's what they do, right? That's how the Raiders kind of have always kind of approached things. And you're going to see Fernando Mendoza out there definitely for a little bit. Aiden O'Connell as well. And then probably Jacob Clark wraps it up here for the Raiders. Raiders probably good running game here, I would think, with Dylan Lobb and also Roman Hembry. I'd watch for the Raiders running game here, actually. Again, they're going to start some of these guys. Maybe we'll see some of those starters out there. And I don't think it'll be Genty. I don't even know if Washington will get in there too much. But also Dante Thornton, I believe, he left at practice early last week, and he might not play in this one. But beyond that, you're going to have Malik Benson at wide receiver out there. You're going to have Derek Young out there as well for the Raiders. Shedrick Jackson, who played late in the season, got some run in there. Philip Dorsett as well. So I think the Raiders here, especially at tight end, when you're going to see not much Bowers, but Michael Mayer, watch out. Now, he did bust his nose earlier in camp, I think, but watch out. Michael Mayer, he could be a touchdown guy tonight. Ian Thomas as well. I think the Raiders of the tight end game going to be very interesting here. Now, for the Cardinals, you're going to have there is talk about Brissett. I thought they said getting out there a little bit, but I wouldn't think so. Not when you got Gardner Minshew, you've got Carson Beck, and then you've got Keaton Slovis. So the Cardinals, these are two good teams at quarterback here now. Look, and maybe it is, hey, you got teams that have some okay quarterbacks. Maybe you'd be safe, but at 43.5 in a preseason game, I don't care. It's who's playing. I mean, I'm not going over. I'm going under. I'm going under here in this one. Come on. 43.5. Now, Cardinals receiving run game and run game especially, I would think. Jeremiah Lev, I wouldn't play him. Algier, I don't think I'd play him either. But look, the Cardinals have Trey Benson here and Bam Knight in there as well in the backfield a little bit. That looks pretty good. Now, in the passing game, Xavier Weaver is probably going to miss. So you're going to be down to Reggie Virgil here as well. And also Devin Duvernay. Probably get some time. And Simi Fehoko in there as well. So we'll see how that goes. So let's see how that goes tonight with this one with the Cardinals and the Raiders and how these two teams are going to kind of approach this one here. And I'll see what you got too with the Cardinals and the Raiders here tonight. I just will say this: Arizona is 1-7-1 against the spread in their last 9 preseason road games. The Raiders are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 preseason home games. Not only that, the Raiders have held their opponents to just 13.2 points in their last 10 preseason home games. Of course they're going to dominate the preseason. You got to try to prove you can do something if you're the Raiders, because they're going to be terrible anyways. So Raiders have actually failed to cover in 6 straight games overall, but some of those were on the road, and this is kind of location specific. It feels like Vegas at home, here it is, a 43. I mean, it's supposed to be under every time here, I think, in this one. So I'm going to take the under. You can't convince me that's going to be some type of shootout or something. A cash cane here is on the cards. Our Top's on the under, and Nuke's got the dun, 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 bum, bum, bum. Okay, it's time for our Tomps. Our Tomps is here for the first time in a while because it's time for the football, and we've got Tennessee taking on the 49ers now. Look, our Tomps knows. Our Tomps knows because our Tomps follows the Niners. They are not, they are going with the B team here, but it is a preseason game, and, guys are playing for jobs. You just can't walk out there and say, hey, the Niners are, what are they going to do? Play with 10 guys on the field or something? Now they are totally banged up too, and I think that's part of it. But you can have Mac Jones. You're gonna have to play Mac Jones. Now it's gonna be mostly Curtis Rourke, and nobody has a problem with that, right? I mean, look, if you're gonna take a quarterback in the preseason, you might as well take a Rourke out there. But uh, for the running game, we'll see. I think Kalen Black, they said he's been having an abductor injury. I think that could limit him here. But in the backfield, Patrick Taylor in there. You're going to have Sincere McCormick in there, Robert's godson, Khalil Herbert. As well, we saw Herbert with that great game last year at the end of the season, right? So they signed him. I think you get a lot of Khalil Herbert here. And in the passing game, Dejon Stribling will be in there. Watch out for Demarcus Robinson here. Maybe be a touchdown scorer here tonight. Jordan Watkins, good possibility in there. So, look, I'd probably more want to take the Niners here. I don't know, but I would think this one probably going over. You got two teams that really, I don't think they're going to be much pass defense in this game, actually. For Tennessee, you're going to have MVP Mitch in there, Will Levis, and then probably Hendon Hooker in this one. And, in the running game, Nick Singleton will be in there, also Michael Carter as well, but I'd be looking more to this passing game with DK and Ao Manor. I think these guys are actually going to be in the game a little bit, so I think you've got a touchdown scorer here possibly in DK or Ao Manor, maybe both of them here. I'm going over in this game with the Titans and the Niners tonight. Give me the over here, I think, at 40. That's, I know you say you just automatic under kind of when sometimes, but I'm going to go over in this one with the Niners here. The Niners are 10-1-1 against the spread as a preseason underdog. So I don't think you should overlook that at all, especially, I don't care if they're throwing no starters out there. Who is? Now, Robert Salah in Tennessee with him, they've shown a good preseason record too. Don't get it twisted. They are, I believe. Let me check it here. I think 10-2 with Salah. He takes it very seriously. Not with here with Tennessee now, but with the Jets, they were 10-2. Yeah, 10-2 with Salah when he was with the Jets. But again, that was a team that they needed to win, kind of, and Tennessee's gone over in 7 consecutive road preseason games. Obviously, got a new coach in here, so we'll see. Again, we got totals here. Usually, you lean under on a total like this, but I think laying the points on the road might be a little tough. Okay, let's see what the chat's got here. Then we get us some baseball. Robert likes the Titans here minus, and Titans money line for Cash Kane, and our Tops will go on the under. All right, we got to get to Major League Baseball here right now. We've got a nice little card here of, what do we got? 9 games, including some matinees here today. So let's get into it. We got all these different sports today. It's great. Let's talk baseball now. I wish we could talk football all day. We could just do the rest of the card, and I'd be happy. Because I like preseason. You heard the way I talk about those trends, right? Look, I'm looking at the personnel. I want to play a few guys in there, but I'm mostly about preseason trends, coaches, what their thought process is, and how they performed with their teams in the past. Teams they have different approaches here, week to week too. I promise you. All right, let's get into it now with the Pirates taking on the Marlins here to get things going with our matinee game here with Ashcraft going up against Phillips. Pittsburgh They're in the tank. The offense has died. Miami's hot again, 4 in a row. They got to get going right now. Look, Pittsburgh, bye bye. They're probably falling. We're down to the last 40 games of the season here, everybody, and you're now 6 games under 500 here if you're Pittsburgh, and Miami at least is sitting over 500 here right now, and you've got Tyler Phillips. Look out, Tyler Phillips has been pretty interesting here of late. We know Ashcraft is probably the better pitcher. I have no problem, admitting that, but it does feel like these Pirates right now are not looking that good. Not only that, I would argue that Ashcraft hasn't looked good in his recent starts. Now, he was facing the Brewers twice, the Cubs, the Yankees in New York as well, but still going up against kind of a hot team here. Last 3 starts, a 5 ERA here, and it's just a pretty tough matchup. The Marlins lineup, they've made it look harder than it is sometimes, but still over the last week or so, they've been probably top 10 offense, 3 or more earned runs off of their last 7 starting right-handed pitchers that they've faced. The only guy they didn't really hit was Paul Skeens. But the offense here, look, I think it's going to favor Ashcraft's split a little bit, but Marlins just seem to have a lot of momentum here overall. So I'm going to go ahead and look to this one. And look, I mean, Phillips isn't a shutout guy by any stretch, but 4 straight starts for Phillips. He's going about 60 or 70 pitches here overall right now. And I think he will probably have a pretty good outing in this one. The Pirates' offense has been very disappointing here all of a sudden here. They couldn't even get anything off of Jansen Junk. So I'll take the under here. I think you heard my voice there. Probably going to like the Marlins a little bit, but let me go under just in case here. Take an under here. Pirates first 5 for Cash Kane. And Robert's going under. Yep, Robert's going under. R. Tom's going under. And Nuke says if maybe the Jays here, can they get hot?
Final.
We're ready to talk some Jays baseball in just a moment. And I was also, look, I'll get into maybe some NFL futures a little bit, but to me right now, if I had to look at the best play on the board right now in terms of winning the Super Bowl, I'd take the Detroit Lions at 20-1. They might be 16, they might be 18, and I'm not saying the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm looking at the odds. I'm trying to find a good long shot here. If you want to take, the Rams at 5-1 because they're the favorite, they look great. But I think the schedule favors the Lions, and I think the Lions could end up hosting here. I think in the AFC, I kind of like the Ravens there a little bit. What are they, 10-1 or so? I think those are my choices. I don't want those teams to win, but I don't know. I think if I looked at the odds, but I know it's saying it because Nuke was talking Jays, and all of a sudden I changed the topic. Okay, Guardians here. Taking on the Tigers with Parker Messick. Man, Parker Messick, how good has this guy been, huh? And he got him on the road here a little bit. 2.56 ERA. The Guardians came through yesterday. They looked good doing so. Fell behind 3-2, but they were clutch and they got it done. Now they were on a 3-game losing streak. Detroit was on a 3-game winning streak, and the Guardians still got the win. I thought that was pretty impressive. And you got probably the better pitcher here, but Keter Montero has been pretty good for sure. 3.38 ERA and an 8-7 record. So I think you got 2 good starters here actually in this game. So let's see what you think here in this one with the Guardians and the Tigers. But I'm just going to have to roll with the under, I think. In this one, I am going to go under the 8 runs with these two, with Messick and Montero here. Let's see what you got in the chat. And Guardians first 5, Cash Kane on the under. And look, I think these pitchers, maybe first 5 under is the way to go here at 4 runs, because I think you're going to see both these guys probably pretty effective. I mean, we know. Okay, Cleveland did come through with 6 runs, did a great job. Their offense has been crummy. We know Detroit's offense has been really hot here of late, but Messick might be able to keep him down a little bit in his stint there. Also, Robert likes the Tigres in the Mexican Soccer League. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Tigers money line. Okay, thought he was betting Mexican soccer there. I was watching last night. CONCACAF, MLS game, the Champions League there. Okay, let's get it going here in this one. Next up, Mariners are taking on the Yankees. Man, just embarrassing here what we're seeing right now, isn't it? From the Mariners here on the road, they're not serious. They're just not serious, and they're toast. They're done. 9 games under 500 right now. Can't even win on the road, and now you're going up. I don't care if you got Logan Gilbert here, 3.42 ERA, going up here against Max Fried. I mean, come on, you're getting what's wrong with this line here? $1.40 right now. Now maybe a little higher here right now, but Mariners and this Mariners team so bad here right now, and you got the Yankees actually showing some life here. I'm taking the Yankees on the run line here. This one, are you kidding me? Give me the Yankees on the run line in this one. Holy moly! I'm going to take them plus $1.50 here. These Mariners are dreadful. They just got smashed by the Yankees in the last 2 games here by the score of 14-6. I'm taking the Yankees and crush them here. The Mariners are 5-14 as a run line underdog, and at this price, heck yeah, give me the Yankees on the money line. Ryan Muller's on the Yankees run line. Hello to Pops in there, and how about Buffalo to win the conference there? And so we'll see when Buffalo makes their home debut. Half the fans can't see the game. Okay, that's unfair. It's a nice stadium. Come on. Robert here, Yankees first 5. Any new stadium is nice, okay? How about the Reds taking on the White Sox here and Drew Martin? Another one here where, man, you look at Drew Martin here at a reasonable price. Last night, the Reds got shut out. Now they have Andrew Abbott, certainly, pitching pretty well here. He's been 3.9 ERA for the season, but we know he's been better than that here of late. Martin here, Drew Martin. Drew Martin, he's that guy like us. Davis Martin, 4.17 ERA, 9-6 record overall. White Sox have won 3 of 4. It feels like the momentum is totally on the White Sox side right now. just because this Mariners situation is so bad right now. It feels almost toxic in a way. And Abbott also, running out their I didn't mean to talk about the Mariners. I was just thinking about that. Abbott here, 11% walk rate is a little bit disturbing as well. I feel like the White Sox got a lot of momentum here. Look, they're in charge of the division here at this point. They pulled away from these other teams right now. Reds did win the first one, 5-4, and then it was 5-0 yesterday in favor of the White Sox. They're still 37-20. At home, man, you gotta like the White Sox chances here. I would think in this one, I'm taking the White Sox on the run line. Another one where I'm taking some plus money here today with a favorite right now. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know if I can break it down much for you here and try to convince you here, but it seems to me now Abbott has been okay from last 2 months, and last 3 games he has held the teams to a 210 batting average against here, but 15% walk rate here. I said 11% for the season, but it's even more the last few games here. And White Sox have been good against lefties on the season, very solid, and they've had 2 or more earned runs off the starting pitcher in the last 4 starts. They had 4 earned runs against Nick Lodolo in that first game of the series, and 3 home runs in that game, and they've displayed the power for sure. Now, Abbott doesn't give up as many home runs, but I know Davis Martin has been bad. He's given up 17 earned runs in his last 3 games until that game against the Guardians, and he's given up 4 more earned runs in 4 of his last 5. But I'm going to take him here on the run line here in this one. Reds were shut out by Sean Burke for 7 innings in Game 1. They made Luis Castillo, who was awful this season. They struck out 10 times against him yesterday. So I'm going to have to go with the White Sox here in this one. Art Thompson's going over, and Trevor likes the over in this one as well. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. Next up, you've got the Red Sox taking on those Blue Jays. I think Nuke just said look at the odds on the Blue Jays at 90-1. I don't know if he was endorsing it, but if I had to look at these 2 teams right here, which team is hotter? the Toronto Blue Jays are hotter, right? The Red Sox all of a sudden, what if they lose 23 of their 27 of the next 30 games? They're going to give all those back? Now, I'm sure they can right the ship here soon, but I hope they get it done here soon because this one could be tough. Watch out. Max has finally settled down here. He's a big underdog in this game. And Peyton Toll, yes, good numbers, but the Red Sox have this 5-game losing streak here. So, man, I kind of think the Blue Jays might be the spot here, even in this matchup here. Look, I'm not going to say the Red Sox are, but it has not been good the last few games. And not only that, look at this series so far: 2-1, 5-3, 6-4, total domination by the Rays here. You gotta like the Rays somehow, I would think, tonight, don't you? In this one, let's see what you guys have if you want to take a swing here with these two. And for me, I'm going to take the under in the first 5 with Peyton Toll and Max Scherzer. Give me the under here. First 5 in this one with these two guys. I'll take it under at. I'm gonna go under 4.5 at minus $1.35. You don't mind, just for this one time. All right, and we've got Red Sox first 5 here for Cash Kane. And Jay's money line for Robert. He's also on the under. Trevor's got the Red Sox in the first 5. All right, you never know. Nuke, and look, he's definitely settled down here over these last couple of games. There's no doubt that Max has pitched much better here. Don't be deceived right now. Last 3 starts, 2.57 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, 236 batting average against. The guys are starting to chase there a little bit, and it's getting better each game. I mean, those are cumulative stats, but the last 3 games actually just slightly better each time, and the struggles are continuing for the Red Sox. They've stalled offensively, 5 earned runs in their last 4 games against starting right-handers. And who were those starting right-handers? Jamison Tyone, Simeon Woods Richardson, and JT Ginn. There's a couple of them in there. So, all right, let's keep it moving here right now. Next up, it's going to be Pop's got a play in here. Max giving up those homers, but he's going to calm down here. Yankees and White Sox run line parlay for Woke His Joke. Next up, the Cubs are on the road taking on the Nationals in this one. And you've got the Cubs here favored on the road with Gausman going up against Cavalli here. Look, that seems like a pretty okay pitching matchup here, it feels like, right? With Gausman, so far so good with the Cubs. I feel bad about what happened there, and it wasn't really carrying his weight. But pardon me. So far, so good right now for Gausman. I'm not going to hold it against him. Cavalli, though, 3.56 ERA and a 9-5 record here. But I don't know. The way these Cubs are slugging the ball, how the Nationals going to stop these guys here at this point? Even with Cavalli, the Cubs are just unstoppable here. You got to love what the offense is doing. Doesn't matter who's out there right now. The Cubs are just smashing. Now, Gausman's first start as a Cub, it was a solid outing. It was against the Royals, so not going to look. But last 3 starts, 2.89 ERA, 1.13 WHIP with a 4% walk rate, and tough game, tough against the Nationals for sure. Despite those 3 guys being out, the offense has still clicked pretty well. But I don't know, man. They keep losing the games because the Cubs just keep scoring too many runs. So why wouldn't this just be probably some high-scoring game? The Cubs win again. I know Cavalli, he's kind of the Nationals' best pitcher. The splits are better against right-handers, but last 3 games is have a batting average against a spike to 275 here right now. And the Cubs, they've been kind of crushing here against right-handed starters of late. 4 earned runs in their 4 earned runs against the last 3 starting pitchers that they have faced. And that was against Jake Urban, Randy Dobnak, and Seth Lugo. So those guys are okay. And, man, these Cubs, so they just keep smashing them. I got to take them again. They can't be stopped. Give me the Cubs. I got to go with the Cubs, man. The Nationals, once you get in the bullpen, that's the problem. That's where the problem lies. We all know that. They'll probably lose it late. Have to hit another home run. in there. And hello to Jimmy in there. Said, how about it? Congratulations to Jimmy's family. If you've been following us talking about just a little bit, Ohio won. They not only won the Great Lakes region, they dominated the Great Lakes region. I said to myself, I said, when I was making those videos, I said, there's no way I'm not picking against Ohio with Jimmy Lambeau telling me that uh, I think his nephew is there in the tournament. I'm going to pick Ohio. Makes me look like a genius. They were just terrific, and Xander, one of the great teams. So watch out, and of course, watch out for now, Sweetwater, they're going to look good. Sweetwater's got to be my favorite to win it all here. But I love Ohio. And don't forget about Alabama and the Rasmus family and Kinley Rasmus. Kinley Rasmus, she is about to be a breakout star you're going to be hearing a lot of they're all young, of 12-year-old Kinley Rasmus, a girl for the Phoenix City team. She's a big star, and she's going to be a big star this week. You're not going to hear much about the boys. They're going to be talking Kinley Rasmus out there, and there's some other great players in this tournament. Arizona lost yesterday to Hawaii, and Arizona had a kid who was throwing 83, but that was all they had. Pirates money line, Guardians run line, Mariners money line, White Sox run line, Blue Jays money line, Cubs run line. All right, Robert likes the over. Hey, next up, let's get to it here. The Phillies are taking on the Twins here in this one, and you got Bradley here going for the Twins, Aaron Nola going for the Phils right now. And hey, look, I mean, Bradley's probably the better pitcher here. This one is the Field of Dreams game being played in Dyersville, Iowa. You got to go to Netflix for this one, you guys. But look, the high-profile game here, I'd rather just take the Phillies. I just want the team with the better bats. Now, Bradley, look, he's a good 1.5 better in the ERA department than Aaron Nola. But I'm not going to mind Aaron Nola going in a game like this. I think I like that here. So, look, this is the Field of Dreams game here, so it's going to be a special feel. I think everyone gets up a little higher here for it, and I think the Phillies, look, they're still a pretty darn good team. The Twins have proven very, very little actually there, right? So we'll see, but man, now here's the thing. This ballpark supposedly does play a little big. The first 2 games in there, it's hard to actually hit it out here as well. So I'm going to take the Phillies, though, here in the first 5 in this one. But enjoy this game, a special game here at the Field of Dreams there. They've redone the field. I think the Phillies offense is way more talented than right now. Yes, the Twins have had their moments here, but I'm going to take the Phillies in this one. Yeah, even I'm going to take the Phillies. Wilkes Jokes says take the Cubs. Twins here for Cash Kane and Nola make the Twins bats better than Philly. And Pops is on the Twins. So that's going to be great. In the Field of Dreams game. All right. Next up, the Rangers are taking on the Angels here in this one. And the Angels have won 2 straight. They're going up against DeGrom here? Come on. With Urania? Look, the Rangers are trying to hang on here with the Astros right now, but the Angels just took them down 2 in a row. 3-2 and 5-2. The Rangers' bats are cold, and you're going up against Urania, who at least the Angels didn't trade this guy. And I gotta like the Angels here in this one on the run line. Give me the Angels here with Urania today. I gotta take them with this 1.5 here. You're laying about $1.30 or so, but I'm gonna take them anyway. Robert's going with the over here in this one. All right. Let's see. I got one more here, and that's going to be then we'll do the WNBA real quick, and the show's going to be over. I came on a little early here. I got some chores to do. So, Brewers here taking on the Dodgers. You got Drohan going here against Roki Sasaki. And what's Sasaki's issue, man? He should be way better than this. The Brewers are coming off that sweep against the Padres. They're probably going to be a little bit hungry, and heck, the Dodgers are awful. Okay, the Dodgers just won 3 in a row over Kansas City. But hey, look, that wasn't anything special. They barely beat them. They beat them by 4 runs over the 3 games. Now, Milwaukee's got to be steaming here. They're not playing very well either here. right now, but I don't know. I kind of like them here in this game. I'm actually going to take under in the first 5 in this one between the Brewers and the Dodgers here. Give me the under in the first 5 in this one. All right, and Robert's going under here as well. All right, let's take a look real quick here at the WNBA tonight. And here we go. We got 3 games. We're going to start it off here with the Dream against the Sun in this one. Now, look, the Dream is the worst spread team in the league, right? They can't cover anything here. We just saw, look, the Fire last night come back from 23 down to cover a giant spread like this. Connecticut 9-6 against the spread at home. Atlanta 11-21 ATS. You know, Atlanta's been favored in every game but 2 this year. They're not that good, right? I mean, come on. Yes, they're 20-12 overall, but they've been burning money here. 5-10 against the spread on the road. I gotta like Connecticut here to find a way to get this done. They might fall behind by 20 and still come back like some of these teams are right now, it seems like. So go ahead and give me the Connecticut Sun here, plus 10 in this one. All right, next up, the Sparks are taking on the Liberty here on the road. And, well, you got another crummy favorite in the Liberty. Now, they have at least been turning it up of late and winning some games, but they're still 2-8 against the spread in their last 10, and they're 10-8 and 10-18 against the spread as a favorite, going up against an LA team that is 12-9 against the spread as an underdog here right now. They've also covered here against good teams recently like Golden State and Minnesota. Meanwhile, for New York, they just lost to Indiana. No problem there. They crushed Las Vegas, but they did, sweep their games against Phoenix and Seattle here. But, man, I got to take the points here with LA. Give me the Sparks in this one. All right, Sparks for R. Thompson there. One more game, and I got to run, you guys. Mystics, we'll get to Nuke's game. We got to get to Nuke's game here. We got the Sparks and the Liberty here coming up in this one, and you got the Liberty favored big time here. Mystics and the Aces. Mystics and the Aces here. You got the Aces favored by this one's dropped significantly here, down to 5.5. Look, we love Washington right now. They're terrific. Really awesome here, but I don't know. I think this one's Aces. I think the spreads move too much. Look, if I could get a bigger number here with Washington. Now, usually I like to take the game when they play the back-to-back. This is that 2 games and 3 nights thing here. Vegas won the first one by 10. I'm going to take Vegas again here in this one and lay it tonight. Look, I love Washington. I think they might. I think watch out. I mean, I placed that futures bet on Washington to win the whole thing. I mean, I'm not looking for maybe to win, but maybe they can get to the finals and maybe make some money out of that. So I'm actually taking Vegas here tonight. All right, it's Mystics first half. We got the Aces here, but we got to get to Nuke's game right now. Let's see if we can get Nuke's play. I hope he's here because we got the Lions taking on the Stamps. We've already seen here the return. Right now, BC, look, the interesting game here with the BC, the 4-point underdog here in this one, right? I mean, especially here, 64. We know Calgary's gone over right now in 9 of 10 games here. So let's see if we can get the play here from Nuke today. Oh, man, I don't know. He might have left us here. I don't know. But with Nathan Rourke back here, it's the second game back from a couple of game absence there. So, look, BC's got a great chance to upset, I think, here Calgary today. So, Vernon Adams, sure, it's going to be good. But watch out. You know what? I think BC's got a little bit of an underrated defense against the passing game here a little bit. I'm taking the Lions actually on the money line here today. You can add the points. Hold me to it, though. I'm going to go a little 50-50 here. Roberts on BC. I guess Nuke might have. Did he give it to us at the beginning of the show? Did I miss Nuke's play in there? And I'm going to look real quick because I got to run. All right, everyone, I guess he didn't do it. But, all right, I got to go, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget, tune into Bases Loaded here in about 2 hours. They'll preview the baseball card, all right? For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
like an addict. Do I gotta have it? I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in it.